Okay, hello and welcome to this first course part of the Excel Basic course I've created. In this part we will cover what at first introduction of the course, then what Excel is, and then when you should use Excel and when you should not use Excel. So first, start with the basics to get a fundament of everything. So I would like to start with a few things to show Excel. Um, some of them might be familiar, some of them might be not familiar, and some of them also, let's call it Excel errors, because I found them quite funny, and I also think that if you um, know Excel well, which you will do after you participated in this course, then you can also avoid these errors. So firstly, an Austrian opposition party elected the wrong leader because they messed up with Excel. So Excel is used for elections somehow, not on the state or federal level, but for example at a party level. Then also there was also this bubbly here coronavirus cases were tracked often by many states with Excel. And if you don't know that Excel has a limit regarding the number of rows, then you came up to some problems, like the UK did, and I think also some other states had a problem there. Then here you can see something financial model here, and this is one of the most common use cases for Excel to do something in the financial or accounting area. And also here is some so-called dashboard where you graphically show some data, some underlying data, and you can also do this with Excel. I would not recommend it, depending on the case. If you have a large model where you have underlying data from different sources, I would prefer to use Power BI or another tool and not Excel. But also you can do dashboards in Excel. Another error was done by the Norwegian Wealth Fund. They lost 92 million US dollar by an Excel error, because with this error, it wasn't formula error, and they overrated some bonds that hasn't gotten where the result wasn't as high as with stocks, and therefore this error created a significant loss. But this wealth fund is something around 1 trillion. Yeah, so it was a marginal error depending on the relative size. Also, if you know Excel well, you know that Excel will autocorrect some of your inputs. And this was a huge problem because with gene editing, so like this biological stuff, um, in genetics, some of them were some of the names of these genes were somehow familiar or somehow the same as state, and then Excel assumed that the researchers wouldn't input like the name rather than the date, and Excel autocorrected it to a date. And therefore, around 30, you can assume that around 30% of all the published papers have errors in their data. So also this quite a funny error. And you see, Excel is used also in the field of research. Also here, a few funny jokes or memes about Excel. Here, as I've told you, Excel will assume sometimes that you will input in data, also when you don't want to input in data. Here also with the optimist, the class is half full. The pessimist would say the class is half empty, and Excel would assume you want to input 2nd of January. And also this one, sometimes Excel and man have something in common, and the problem is that Excel and man incorrectly assuming that something is a date. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, but aside from this, also some other graphs, some other pictures. The entire global financial system is built on Excel, and also somehow you can say that the entire world's economic system is built on Excel. Excel has around 1 billion active, or I don't know the right time frame, but regularly users, let's call it that way. So it's one of the most widely used programs, and it's normally every time used in a business context. So at a company, but we've also seen in research and so on. So it's a widely used program. And without Excel, if Excel would stop to work for one day off, let's assume this, I don't know the results. The losses would be devastating. Let's call it that way. Um, and now why I am doing this course, and can you trust me? So I'm not a IT guy. I'm not somebody who studied this thing. I also never took an Excel course, but I do Excel for quite some time, and I somehow, yeah, learned a little bit along the way. So you have problems, then you solve the problems. You're active in some forums on LinkedIn. You watch YouTube videos regarding Excel, and so on and so on. You do tasks and challenges with Excel. And somehow I stumbled over some competitive Exceling. Yeah, this is a real competition with prize money, with world championships and so on. And last year I was good enough in this to compete in the finals of the Microsoft Excel Collegiate Championship. No, Challenge. Sorry, it's called Challenge. Um, it's somehow the World Championships in Excel for students. There's also something on the adult level where I am a competitor, but wasn't last year I wasn't able to compete in the finals. So let's look forward and here probably this year it will be fun enough. But if you want to also compete, if you are a student and want to also compete in the MECC, please sign up. I will also put the link in the video description. It's a cool challenge. It will bring you forward and it's cost free, and you can also potentially be in the finals and earn a little bit of prize money. You never know. With this course, you will be well prepared. And requirements for this course, I've told you this is also a little bit of an introduction. For the other course parts, you need an installed Excel program. Otherwise, you couldn't, or you don't need it, but it's recommended because with tasks to do where you can check your progress, and also, yeah, it's better if you have seen formula and want, oh, I will quickly check this, how it will look in Excel. So yeah. And this course will also work with any kind of formula, languages, number formats, and also on macOS. So also the Apple users will be happy here. I hope so. Um, the language in this presentation. So this presentation is in English. I will also talk in English. Uh, as good as I can do, as good as I can talk in English. Um, and my Excel is also set to English Excel formulas. But I have a different delimiter because my number format will be potentially different. And therefore, I have a semicolon as a delimiter. And your delimiter, if you live in the UK or the US, will be probably a comma. So please be carefully here that your delimiter is different, but I assume that you're intelligent enough to take a look at this, and yeah, that you will be okay with this. So after this long part, I've teasered somehow a little bit upfront where I could use Excel, and I've also asked here ChatGPT where is Excel used. And generally, you can say Excel is used everywhere where data and numbers are involved. And this could be in finance or banking, in accounting, in data analysis, in reporting, inventory management, in the HR department or other company departments, also in research, as we've seen before. And also you can use it in your private areas if you want to build an Excel table for rate the hotels you want to go for vacation or something like this. So Excel is widely used, but normally when data is involved. And Excel isn't a game changer everywhere. If you do some research, for example, you can track your data in Excel, but I would recommend to use something like SPSS or R to do your analysis based on the data and not use Excel to build tables that you will put into a paper you want to submit to a research journal or so on. There are different tools for different purposes, and Excel isn't the tool for everything. Let's call it that way. Also, why is Excel so widely used? Because it's implemented in this Office 365 in this Microsoft landscape where you have like the Office apps and also some cool other tools like the Power Platform where you have Power BI, automation tools. It's all also seamlessly integrated into the collaboration tools like Teams, so you can get your Excel file and put it into an Teams channel, and the other team members can open it, and so on and so on. So it's everything is seamlessly integrated. And also, if you will work at a company, you will mostly, and I hope that we will work then for a company who has like the Office suite and so on. You have access to Excel. I know only a few companies where this isn't the case. So potentially, if you work for Google, you need to work with their software, but they're mostly the same. So if you can work with Excel, then you will also be fine with working with other similar softwares. So what is Excel then? Excel is a so-called spreadsheet program, and a spreadsheet program is a software in which you can input data, for example, numbers, normal data, texts, and so on, in form of a table. And you can not only input the data there, you can also process the data there. So that's Excel. And during this course, you will not only, this is only the basic course. This is part, of a 4-course series. This series could probably take, I've done it before with some students, but we had like also a lot of spare time for exercises and so on. And then it took like 12 hours or so on. But if you run through this course with me, also do like the exercises and so on, possibly also the extra exercises I will be uh, providing, then you will be at a level in Excel where most other Excel users, I assume at around 20% of the other Excel users will be at the same or on higher level than you will be. So please stay with me. And what we will do here, we will firstly cover the general structure and operating principle, because this course part is structured that way that we start from the level where someone can follow who has never opened Excel before. So on the basic of all basic levels. So you will also be a little bit bored if you start at this level potentially. Then you can skip the first few videos or potentially also the first part then. Also, we will cover addressing in Excel. We will come later to that. We will do something with shortcuts, but in the next course part, so not the next video, the next course part, we will cover shortcuts in extents. We will do something about formatting, filtering, sorting, diagrams, and also in this course we will do the basic formula things. And as you can see, we will cover a little bit, but not everything. So the advanced formulas, dynamic arrays, data tables, macros, and also beta function, but we will never touch beta functions there because I'm unfortunately not on the beta channel, I'm on the current channel. We will cover a lot in the future, but also, as you can see, we have here the Excel formulas period from the Financial Modeling World Cup. We will cover the fundamentals here in this course part. So we will cover the fundamental of Excel and also the fundamental formulas. But then there is a little bit more, but we will cover the whole pyramid in during this during all 4 parts of this course. And therefore, we are at the end of the first video. We are not at the end of the first part. This was only the first video of this of this first course part. I will hopefully upload some videos later. I hope you will stay with me. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section. And then I will hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you. See you next time.